Lush, green, cool, nice, everlasting, wet, overcast, high, ever charming, ever raining, evergreen. By the introduction of those words, you probably know by now where we are and where we're talking about. Yes, welcome guys, this is Discovering Jamaica, the final episode in the Revisit series. And indeed, the very final time that the parish will be featured on Discovering Jamaica, putting an end to a 3-year-long series. Yes guys, we're now just one episode away to finally closing the curtain on Discovering Jamaica. I'm your host, Bro. And yes, we're here in the Evergreen Parish, Portland. Starting things off here at the Trident Castle Hotel in Port Antonio. We have a jam-packed episode for you, which includes 2 special guests here as we revisit the parish of Portland. Stick around. Named after the Duke of Portland, former governor of Jamaica, the parish of Portland was amalgamated in 1723 from the former parishes of St. George and ancient day St. Thomas. Portland's highest peak is the Blue Mountain Peak, standing at 2,256 meters or 7,402 feet above sea level. Also the highest point in Jamaica. Its lowest is along the coast. The capital of Portland is Port Antonio, Jamaica's 11th largest city or town. The geographical size of Portland is 814 kilometers square or 314 square mile, ranking it 7th among all parishes. According to a 2025 data, the population of Portland stands at 82,183 residents, making it the 11th most populous parish. Portland has a population density of 100 kilometers square or 260 square mile. The Evergreen Parish has its seal used by the Portland Municipal Corporation. Joining me today is no stranger to Discovering Jamaica. She was my co-host of the original edition back in 2022.
Guess what?
At least we think you'd have something to say about that. My big troublemaker friend who always like, tell the people I see you're my co-host back then, huh?
Hi.
Why? I you see that way that you look so well behaved, you know?
Time and place for everything, girl.
I don't use you being well behaved. Meekah, guys. This is Meekah, my...
You're what? You're afraid to say it? I'm telling people.
No, Meekah. I'm introducing you here. Let me tell them. Let me tell them.
Sooner or later they will know.
Well, like I said before, she was my troublemaker co-host back in the original edition
2022,
a couple years ago. Meekah knows everyone. Meekah,
Yes, bro.
it feels so good to be back in your parish, which is, I think, is the most beautiful parish.
Nobody can
No
compete
doubt.
with that. My parish is the best parish, the most beautiful parish. No doubt.
Boy, oh boy, as a Clarendonian, I'm certainly not going to try to compete with that.
Don't try, because you're not going to win. Don't try.
So Meekah, give us a brief history on your parish, the Evergreen Parish, Portland.
Me don't remember.
Nothing at all concerning history?
Oh gosh.
Read from the screen, man.
But I do remember a few things.
Alright, give it to us, Meekah.
Well, just like you said in your introduction, Portland was created from St. Thomas in the east.
In the east,
Yes.
that's right, in the east.
And St. George's in 1723. Taínos Arawaks was the very first settlers of the parish. They settled in villages such as Lennox, Nonsuch Cave, Pasley Gardens, and Old Nannytown. After the Taínos, then comes the Spaniards led by Christopher Columbus. They settled and took over everything. They established a lot of settlements, including Hope Bay, Buff Bay, and many others, and including the one that we're in right now, Port Antonio, which they named and in Spanish mean Porto Anton.
Porto Anton.
Yes.
Alright.
But before that, it was not the town, it was not the village that was named Port Antonio, it was actually the 2 harbors.
That's interesting.
And that the town got its name, but before that it was called Porto de Anton, after the governor's son at the time.
The
yes.
governor of Jamaica back then. But which literally means Port Antonio, right? In
Exactly
English.
so, bro. And did you know that the Spanish, afterwards the Spanish left Port Antonio for Spanish Town.
For real?
Then it was San Diego de
Villa
la
de la
Vega, which
Vega.
is now Spanish Town. And that's how Spanish Town became the capital, because they left Port
Did
Antonio.
not say. I did.
If they had not left Port Antonio, probably Port Antonio would have been the capital of Jamaica until Mary Kingston.
Meekah, me never know all of this someday. And this was not the close in the first episode, in the original episode. Oh my gosh.
Well, no, you know.
Lord, so what else you got in the history bag? Because that was all about the Spanish, they did all of that.
Yes.
So later on, maybe centuries later, the British would have arrived and they would have changed up certain things, right?
Well, yes, fast forward to 1655 when the English gained conquest of Jamaica, and that's when everything started changing out from Spanish to English. So that is when Port Antonio became Port Antonio from Porto de Antonio.
Alright,
And then
yes.
about a century and a half later, in 1723, when the parishes was reduced from 22 to now 14, and yes, that's when Portland was born.
Oh, wow. Meekah, we did this
Mermaid
2.5
Woman.
years ago, and I had no idea that Portland had such a rich history. And I knew there's a whole lot more, but the
That time, because we still
Yes.
hasn't touched Nanny and the Maroons
Yes,
as yet.
Nanny
A whole lot
and
more, so yeah.
all of that. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
the time.
indeed. But yes, we got to keep it brief. And I'm sure everybody read about Nanny and know everything, how Nanny came about,
Well.
and you know the effect it had on Portland and Jamaica as a whole. So no need to go too deep into that. Indeed. So Meekah, yes, you ready today?
It's not enough.
Like, what's not enough?
Today I want to a little bit. We want more time with you.
Meekah.
Travis.
Meekah.
Yes, baby, daddy.
Jesus Christ. You know somebody think mother would change you? You're gonna change one bit.
Wanting you more in my life will never change.
Jesus Christ. Portland may not be one of those parishes that is considered an economical powerhouse. However, agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing stands out among all other industries. In agriculture, the major crops are coffee and coconuts. Agriculture alone pump a whopping 63% GDP into the parish's economy, followed by tourism, especially community tourism, which pumps 23% into the economy of Portland. And yes, there are some factories here and there, so manufacturing pumps 12% into Portland's economy. All other industries combined pumps 2% of GDP into the economy of Portland.
In the island of Jamaica, religion plays a vital role in nation building, as the prayerful lyrics in our national anthem request unto God, strengthen us, the weak, to cherish, give us wisdom, lest we perish. Our faith as Jamaicans in God is deep and rooted, and in the parish of Portland, this is certainly no exception. Among us, there are Christians, Rastafarians, Hindu, Jew, Buddhist, Muslim, and yes, non-believers too. Christians are the dominant group, however, in the Evergreen parish, a total of 79%, and most of these Christians worship with the New Testament Church of God.
The parish of Portland have a strong and robust road infrastructure network. From classes A through to C, there is the A4 and the B1. The A4 enter the parish from St. Thomas at Ectors River, heading north through to Manchiniel, through Long Bay, Boston Bay, Fair Prospect, and Ferry Hill into Port Antonio as Folly Road and Allen Avenue. It then continues west as West Street through to Snow Hill, St. Margaret's Bay, and Hope Bay as Brownwick Road. It then continues west through to Spring Garden and Buff Bay, and then west where it ends at the St. Mary border in Windsor Castle. The B1 enters the parish from St. Andrew at Newcastle, then again exit the parish for St. Andrew and re-enters at Hollywell, then heads north through Mallet Hall, Charlestown, and ending in Buff Bay as Nelson Street where it connects with the A4. Currently, the parish of Portland has no commuter, rail, or bus system. It also has no airports. However, it is served by both the Sangster International in Montego Bay and the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. So where do we go from here? Oh, I see. So we're here in front of the newly built state-of-the-art courthouse here in Port Antonio. Yes, it's not. It's
new. Open a few years
yeah, partially
ago.
new. Probably a few years ago when it was open.
Yes.
Trust me, it's modern. When they talk about modern, infrastructure, first world infrastructure.
It's really looking
This
nice.
is what it
I
is
tell
right
you.
here behind me, the Port Antonio
The
Courthouse.
best looking courthouse in Jamaica.
Without any bias, Nika, I certainly have to give you Portland this credit for this one. Trust me, you won on this one. The best looking courthouse indeed. Trust me. So, Meekah Nosy,
Yes, Raven.
before we go into the politics, tell the people a little about yourself. Who is Meekah?
Well, hello everyone again. I am Meekah Nosy. I am 27 years of age, turned 28 in May.
Be a Taurus now?
Yes, I'm a Taurus.
Yes.
I'm a young mother, just a baby like a month ago.
Wait, we're not going to this. Speaking of that, you lose the baby. You didn't have any baby fat though?
A little, not much.
You lost it fast. What did you do?
I just eat right and keep
Like,
to that.
no farmer gym?
No gym.
And how long it took you after giving birth?
And in less than a week.
Jeez. Man, you got a body.
I really do. After I love it so much.
Tell them about the politics now in Portland.
What? What tell them say?
Why, oh boy.
Afraid of nobody, no woman, no man, nowhere.
The island of Jamaica has 63 political constituencies represented by a member of parliament in Gordon House or the House of Representatives. In the parish of Portland, there are 2 of these constituencies. These constituencies are Portland East and Portland West. In the 2020 general elections, the ruling Jamaica Labour Party won both constituencies.
So we are here on our way up to Case to meet our second guest. Watch a big driver tune up.
I first try for arrange, me not in the line, I love it.
Where you say you love it?
It bad.
I first car driver Meekah.
The first.
Will a dream come true
You
today?
really come true and I won't be a video me.
Yeah, video my girl and send me the phone.
It's
What do you
on
man?
my TikTok. Yeah,
Anyway guys, physical geography is next, and while you're watching that, when you see us back, we'll be at Case meeting our next special guest. The parish of Portland, known as Jamaica's Evergreen Parish, is located in the northeast corner of Jamaica, between the parishes of St. Mary to the west, St. Andrew to the southwest, and St. Thomas in the south. Portland is located in the county of Surrey, which it shares with 3 other parishes, and these parishes are Kingston and St. Andrew to the southwest, and St. Thomas to the southeast. Like we said before, the Evergreen Parish has 3 neighbors. These parishes are St. Mary to the west, St. Andrew to the southwest, and St. Thomas in the south. The parish of Portland has 6 rivers, and these are the Buff Bay, Spanish, and Swift rivers in the west, and in the east is the Rio Grande and the Drivers River. Portland is ranked as the #1 parish in Jamaica for the most rivers. Portland is home to 2 mountain ranges, and these are the Jonkru Mountains in the east and the Blue Mountains in the west. Portland is also home to 55% of the Blue and Jonkru Mountains National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site declared in 2015. Portland is mostly a windward parish, which is responsible for cool, moist air coming in from the north, which contributes to its wet and evergreen charm. The parish is mostly forested and, yes, has the most rainfall, hence why it was given the nickname the Evergreen Parish. The Evergreen Parish also boasts the most amount of caves in Jamaica, 14 in total, most notably Nonsuch, Innis Bay, Long Bay, and Buff Bay. For the nature of this video, we divide Portland into 2 geographical regions, East Portland and West Portland. Meekah! Are you this Meekah? When you
I
get
mean,
the big right there.
really?
She just by today, no Marshall. It just come off like that. Yeah, man, your friend Meekah gone big in her life, you know, Marshall.
No man, I ain't even gonna take a ride out of this. I've never been in a rover before.
Yeah, that's how we
Never
gonna
been
pick
in
you
a
up. Happy man, I'm gonna talk about that.
Alright. Man, we put in the bag there.
You're a idiot.
Wait. Man, this look like one of the latest brand too. Our year.
24.
Wow, this look and feel like 2025.
No, man, I'm 25 and I'm 24.
Wow. But bro, you never drive one red Chevy. What to that?
Oh, my sister drive that now, man.
Oh, you sell it to her now or you pass it down?
Yeah, it wasn't my car, no. That was my father's car.
Oh,
yeah, it wasn't my car, but this is my car.
For real, bro, you know you have to listen to me.
They don't could have your car.
Could have fooled me,
We
you
were
know?
just testing a Marshall. We tell her that to see if you'd actually be happy for
Really?
for it.
No, Mix, no, don't say that, man. You know, say me that happy for you. Even though me a your teacher and thing, but come on, me.
I know, my car, the people in car, I take a drive. Me can't
You
find
fit
my
it in,
car.
Well, probably not yet, Meekah, but
Well,
soon.
after me get a little bigger from case, maybe afterwards.
Well,
Whoa, so we're on the reaching.
You just
well,
said
you just
it.
said it.
Reach!
Reach false.
Me I go beg them if you make me stop at the Scotia Bank of
Ah, yeah, man,
Mix,
no big
cash.
deal, man. Meekah, just drive a case.
Yeah, drive friend is doing on me there.
You just drive a case when you're
Tired
there.
already, man. I take over when you reach it.
Alright, no problem.
So I'm gonna lecture.
Yes, my student.
You're gonna tell about your region, East Portland.
Alright,
Cause of where you come from.
You got it
And we're
right.
going to physical geography now, right?
You know something I realize, but yes, that's true.
And afterwards, I'm gonna tell about my region.
Alright,
You wanna go
cool,
first?
cool. Yeah, man, we're ready, Mix,
Alright,
we're ready. Home to a population of 2,383 residents according to a 2025 data, Manchiniel is a little settlement on the east end of Portland. The town got its name from a tree, the Manchiniel tree, that is located exclusively on the eastern coastline of the community. With a different spelling though, it is spelled with 2 E's instead of 1. The main sources of income for this community is farming and fishing. The settlement has a decent sized harbor with a few beaches, which includes the Peng Beach, as well as guest houses and other attractions, including Reach Falls, which is the nearest point about 10 minutes drive from here. With a combined population of just 2,000 residents, Boston Bay and Fair Prospect are two resort and fishing communities. However, Boston Bay has no beaches, but Fair Prospect does have beaches, which is all located along the general Long Bay Beach. Both communities are home to many guest houses and other attractions, like the Adrenaline Adventure Park. Just south of Fair Prospect in Long Bay is the Long Bay Guest House. This area is also home to the Fair Prospect High School. Now, this is where things get kinda confusing when it comes to Boston Bay and Ferry Hill. Ferry Hill is located along the original Boston Bay, while the community of Boston Bay is located further south along the Long Bay. The famous Boston Beach, which is home to the Boston Jerk Festival, is not located in the community of Boston Bay. That is located along the Boston Beach in Ferry Hill. Get it? Got it? Good. I know a lot of you get that confusing a lot of times. And as we said before, Ferry Hill is known for the Boston Jerk Festival, the largest of its kind in Jamaica. It is also home to quite a few beaches, which includes Boston Beach, Winifred Beach to the north, and also the famous Blue Lagoon. This community is also home to a number of resorts and attractions. Ferry Hill is said to be where the North Coast ends and the East Coast begins. It is also part of the Port Antonio Metroplex. Ferry Hill is my hometown. And that's it for East Portland.
As the famous saying says, what was east must head west.
We are sampling.
Ever hear that before?
Did I hear that? Yeah.
Meekah, you ready?
From-
Your region?
I'm ready.
Here we go, West Portland.
Population of 14,816 residents according to a 2025 data. Port Antonio in English, Puerto de Anton in Spanish, or Port Antoni or Porty in Jamaican patois, is located in north central Portland along the coast. It is located along the east and west harbors, which is said to be Jamaica's third largest harbors. Port Antonio is also Jamaica's 11th largest commercial area, boasting an array of well-known Jamaican commercial activities, including banks, government offices, eateries, building societies, hardwares, among others. Tourism is a heartbeat of Port Antonio, so when it comes to hotels and other resorts, Port Antonio has it all, such as the Trident Hotel, Seaview Villa, Port Antonio Eastside Villa, the old Titchfield Hotel, among others. The city also has a few beaches, including the Bikini Beach, my favorite, Folly Beach, Sheshe Beach, and Norwich Public Beaches on its western outskirts. Thanks to its natural God-given amenities, Port Antonio boasts many attractions, including the world-famous Blue Lagoon on its eastern side, the famous Trident Castle, the Folly Ruins and Lighthouse, as well as the Errol Flynn Marina, the second largest of its kind in Jamaica, which includes a cruise ship pier and a picturesque yacht dock. The Errol Flynn Marina is also said to be the third largest port in Jamaica, behind Falmouth and Ocho Rios. Navy Island and Wood Island off the coast of Port Antonio is also accessible by boat. Port Antonio is home to 3 neighborhoods, which includes Anchovy Gardens, Port Antonio proper, and Banbrook. When it comes to education, the town has no colleges or universities of its own, but the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE, is not too far away west between Port Antonio and Snow Hill. However, Port Antonio boasts the famous Titchfield High School, my alma mater, and Port Antonio High School. Port Antonio is the capital of Portland, which means it has a mayor. The current mayor of Port Antonio is Councillor Paul Thompson. With an estimated combined population of 3,000 residents, Snow Hill and St. Margaret's Bay also has their natural amenities, which contributes to the Portland tourism economy. Snow Hill is home to the Catlin Cove Hotel and the Rio Vista Villas Resort. It is also home to the northern chapter of rafting on the Rio Grande, as Snow Hill is situated on the mouth of the Rio Grande. The other chapter can be found 12 miles away in the Rio Grande Valley, which you have to enter from Port Antonio. Over in St. Margaret's Bay, it is home to the Spring Garden Great House and the Kendrons Airdrome. Further west is Hope Bay. It is most known for the famous Somerset Falls. It is also home to other attractions such as Seabell Resort, Bird Beach, and Little Porty. Hope Bay is located on the mouth of the Swift River. Hope Bay is also one of the entry points for a trail to the Blue Mountain Peak. Buff Bay, look like you know me, finger play. Oh, remember the one that sang that? Remember the lyric? Home to a population of 5,500 residents, according to a 2025 data, the combined population of Buff Bay and Spring Garden is the second largest in the parish of Portland. Buff Bay is known for its unique brown sand fishing beaches. As it is a fishing village, you can also enter here to see the Blue Mountain Peak. This town also includes the communities of Charlestown, Windsor Castle, and Hart Hill. The Charlestown Museum is one attraction that can be found here. Over in Spring Garden, it is also home to the Spanish Cove, a river attraction on the Spanish River. While Buff Bay is on the mouth of the Buff Bay River, Buff Bay is home to the Buff Bay High School. Big up to my hometown, Portland! That's it for Western Portland.
We're now just 2 minutes out from Reach Falls. Place get foggy. As you can see, we are in the upper interior hills of Portland.
We all look by me, fam.
Meekah, you alright? Marshall, you alright?
We alright, bro. We take long for reach still. Me even been myself so far there.
You the far man. We are almost close to St. Thomas now.
Why?
Anyway, Meekah, we already know that you went to teach field.
One ditch.
But remind us which year you graduated.
You mean?
The Titchfield High School class of 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
You graduated 1 year after Kim, and both of you born the same year.
Oh, that's because Kim started earlier than me. That's why.
And most of you who don't know, Meekah is Kim's best friend. Well,
Should have sworn me.
yeah, them kind of not talk right now, but I do.
For
believe
real?
we're
What
gonna
caused
fix
that?
Kim said she don't want my friendship again.
We're gonna fix that.
Really? Why you keep
let's
not
see.
talking Meekah? Cause it's one always like so
She
close.
mixed with me because I am. Because, Marshall, you know the famous people in Portland. Tell us about the famous people in Portland.
Alright, okay, alright.
Like any other jurisdiction, the parish of Portland have its share of people from different diverse groups, from blacks to Caucasians to Chinese or Asian to Arabs and Indians,
There is a wide variety of ethnicity here in the parish of Portland. And our data shows that in 2025, like all other parishes, blacks or Afro-Jamaicans is the largest ethnic group in the parish of Portland.
There are quite a few famous Jamaicans from Portland who shines bright on the local and international stages. Some of these famous Portlanders are Trevor Berbick, former Jamaican boxer;
Yay! Ferry Island Top Bomb Stanley Bedford, former festival song winner.
Jermaine Taylor, footballer.
Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General of Jamaica;
Wilmot Matty Perkins, former talk show host.
Dancehall entertainer, Wayne Wonder. And yes, Meekah, that's why I'm singing about Buff Bay. That's where he's from.
Buff Bay.
Maricia James, athlete;
Jamaican footballer Dever Orgel.
Zara Newman, actress.
and business mogul Michael Leachin, among others. So, Meekah and Marchal.
Yes, bro.
It is once said that Portland has no rivals, just friends.
Yes, that's what we
Yep,
once
we're friends with
thought.
everybody.
Good friends, right, right. But we understand that in recent times, that has changed. Explain.
I'm more on the friendship side, so you can explain the rivalry.
Wait, so you don't like wars,
Not
Meekah?
yet. I don't like the rivalry.
All right, Marshall, you explain.
Well, as you know, with the new Southern Coastal Highway coming into St. Thomas,
That where we're off.
St. Thomas seems to be getting a lot of attention these
Oh, trust me,
I
I
had a
don't
feeling
know
that that would have been the problem.
days. Yes, bro. Nothing big between the two parishes, but Portland just wish that she couldn't get some of them, them attention with St. Thomas again.
Some of the attention there,
But,
Lord
yeah.
of mercy. The same thing going on with other parishes, like, for example, Clarendon and
Yeah,
Manchester.
your parish and
Manchester seems to be
Manchester.
getting all the attention right now, and we don't have Clarendon seems to not
Indeed.
getting none. So that's why we can't
That's why
agree
we
with each
can't
other so
agree
much.
with that.
But yeah, back to
Yeah, the
Portland.
same thing going on, but not as intense as Clarendon and Manchester. But we are benefiting too because the highway is also coming into Port Antonio.
Yes,
And,
yes.
we have the Bound Brook development coming and many other things coming.
Indeed.
The marina is back open and a lot of stuff will happen for Portland. So we still don't feel left out. So the tension kind of,
Not as intense.
it's not as intense like Clarendon and Manchester, for example.
Indeed. So which means Portland and St. Thomas are still good friends, and they share a lot of stuff like the Blue Mountain Peak, because
Still good friends,
bro. The peak borders both parishes.
You're right.
They have, similar topography.
Yes,
and all
yes.
these things. Both are farming parishes, coffee farming parishes. So both parishes shares a lot in common, right?
That's right, and
Yeah,
that's
so
how it
they're
should
still
be. We are the most peaceful parish, and we don't want to lose.
Boy, I don't like it.
We don't want to
It
go
is
to
what it
wars.
is.
We don't want wars.
Indeed, hon. That's how it should be. Indeed, that's how it should be. So briefly, Meekah, before we take a dip, tell us who the other friends are for Portland.
Our two other neighbors, St. Mary to the west, Kingston St. Andrew to the southwest.
And in terms of the best friends out of all of them, like your lover.
Our
who
baby
is?
Buddha
St. Thomas, yeah.
Still St. Thomas, even
Yeah.
rival, still St. Thomas.
Despite all of that, despite all of
Clearly,
that, we just share
yes,
too much in
despite
common.
But St.
all of
Thomas is
that,
also your
yes.
rival.
Just we have our differences. I don't know about the rival, but I don't want to get that from. But we just have too much in common. We share too much in common to be enemies. So yeah, St. Thomas.
Well said,
All
Meekah.
right, Meekah, the peacemaker.
How's the water still?
How's the audio water?
Me never answered you wrong.
Get your moment, Marshall.
See you, Meekah. See you.
You can swim though, Meekah.
Maybe so.
Show me We never ask you to wine, Meekah. We ask you to dance. We have to make a move, little guy. You can't go.
Wow, that's a good mix.
Yeah. So we're here at Reach Falls, and yes, we have come to the end of the presentation for Portland, the revisit here on Discovering Jamaica. How the feeling, guys?
We're feeling good. We have learned a lot. Thanks to you.
Where's it? Thanks to me.
Thanks to you. That's right. Thanks to you.
Well, I mean, thanks to you, because you guys hosted me in your parish, and well, I must say it was a great experience going across the Evergreen parish, experience and presenting the beauty of this parish to Jamaica and to the world.
Indeed, and we've got a lot to offer to the world.
Indeed, Meekah. And before we go any further, we must point it out that You went to Titchfield too, right?
One Titch.
What year you graduate?
Class of 2018.
2018. my. If you tell you the truth, now, I pay young people to get on the
Actually,
show.
bro, I've been watching and
I
it's
pay
true.
young
It's
people. I
true.
don't think I've gotten somebody. The oldest person I've gotten is my mom. And because she's my mom, but otherwise from my mom, I pay young people. and
I will say we are big people, bro. We are
I picked the man and they just graduated the other day.
Well, we are the present and the future.
Indeed, Mika. So that's it for Discovering Jamaica Portland Revisit, and that's it for all parishes covered in the entire series of Discovering Jamaica. And now we are heading off to
Florida!
We're not, but I hope not again. We're not, but I'm going to Florida.
I'll go to the plan to Florida.
Yes, because of what's going on right now with this new administration. We don't
Oh,
want anybody
yes, you got that right.
You know, we don't want it to risk anybody being detained and being interrogated by by them over there and so forth.
So true. Yeah, makes sense.
It
Makes sense, bro.
makes
Yeah, we are left out America for now. So we're heading to the Eastern Caribbean. We're heading to Guadeloupe.
Guadeloupe!
Yes,
Wow.
Guadeloupe. So we're
All
staying in
right,
the Caribbean.
all right.
Yes, and we're heading there for the Union Show, the big finale, the grand finale of Discovering Jamaica. Yes, that's where we say goodbye to the entire series of the parishes, Discovering the Parishes. And who knows, we still have Portmore will
Oh, yes,
expect to become a
Portmore,
parish pretty
yes.
soon, so probably we'll return to discover Portmore, right?
You will
Yes,
have to
because
go. You certainly
once
will have to do
Portmore
that.
become a parish, certainly we have to cover Portmore. So probably it's not all the way to the end as yet, but who knows? Time will tell.
Seems like that will be happening before the end of the
Indeed,
season.
but we'll be heading off to
Yes.
Guadeloupe. On the radio next time.
We are ready for Guadeloupe.
We're ready.
Indeed, that is where the entire cast, the entire guests that we've had on Discovering Jamaica between 2022 up until now, that's where everybody will
Woo,
unite.
woo, 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 woo.
Yes, and we have some
Ready?
great surprises
What's
for
wrong
you
with
too.
Jamaica?
So that's it for Discovering Jamaica Portland Revisit. The next time you see us, it will be in Guadeloupe for the big Union Show and final episode. On behalf of my very special guest, Meekah Nosey, and her friend Marshall James.
Good friend better than pocket money.
Yes, I think so. Real friend better than pocket money. Yes, oh yes, indeed. See you in Guadeloupe for the final show.
Yellow.
This has been Discovering Jamaica. We'll get facts and details of all 14 parishes. Up next, the Discovering Jamaica Union Show and final episode in Guadeloupe, where we'll have a big celebration and, yes, close the curtain on this historic show. Join us then.
Brought to you by Films by Jawade. Follow us at Films by Jawade on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.